Hello, good evening. I'm blown away to, sorry, I'm gonna have to speak in the mic here. I'm blown away to share the stage with everybody. Stephen's poems, I was listening to them and I was like, oh God, I need to rewrite everything I have ever written and make it funny and make it interesting. So I don't have time to do that. So unfortunately I'm going to have to read what I have already written. So I have 4 short poems, and it is true, when I write poetry, have you ever experienced a moment where it's something very, very small? Maybe you're riding on the bus, and you see somebody walking, and in that, it's kind of an instant in time that's captured, but, that moment can kind of expand, and you can kind of walk into it and imagine that moment lasting for an entire day or an entire month or an entire year or something like that. I don't know if you've ever had that experience with, either by yourself or with another person, but whenever that happens, I'm usually stimulated to try to write that down on paper, and it's a feeling of kind of an insect getting trapped in amber a little bit. So that's why I do it, that's why I try. And here are some poems. This first one was one of the first poems that I wrote when I after moving to Beijing. This microphone. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. Let me retrace these steps, because I forget being here before. And the way the trees sighing bend down, not quite reaching the sidewalk, as we wait under their caring, swaying arms, followed by crowds of mayflies, gossamer in the yawning light. A dog trots through a gate, the stone clicking underfoot, and strangers visit with you, looking as their faces pass, knowing somehow that this is the way maps are made again and again. These are all very short, actually. That was the actual poem. Let's treat this as like movements in like an orchestral thing. So no clapping between. I'm just going to do all 4 of these in a row because that just seems so grandiose. I guess I am reading off a phone. I was going to write them down. I was like, let's be real. Like, we do this. We read off phones. This next poem is about asking questions, and it's about all the people in my life who have taught me how to do that. How are you? What is your name? Where did you come from? If all we spoke ended in question marks, would you leave feeling empty or somehow full? There are usually more than anything else questions. Maybe you agree, and sometimes they are shards we tread on. What was the last thing you stole? What would you give up, and what for, if something had to be chosen? What color did you see waking up this morning? Are you hungry yet? What does deserving mean? Can I help you carry that? When are you leaving? And in winter, have you stood facing the cold wind, breathing out through pursed lips, eyes askance, to watch the universes of steam, spinning and surging and billowing bravely forward, until turned back at and past you, dispersing? For a moment, be still, and subdue your heart, which beats unruly. Think of the ways that we can balance, that you can't say you'll ever know the way, or be able to do anything but wonder in silence. How do you close the distance? And we have number 3 here. Sometimes you are the only person in the whole world. So the streets run smooth and soundless, uninterrupted by anyone's laughter but yours, or footsteps, though the others will be back very soon. In the meantime, I follow the wind or the light, tumbling through open doorways, whistling past curtains, wandering across empty fields, and excusing myself in and out of empty houses, empty stores, listening to the sound of glass panes trembling ever so slightly inside their frames, and the waiting hum of everything which sings to trust that what we seek will be found. And now this last one is also a poem that was written last summer in Beijing, and I'm really glad that the weather is coming around, and you know, we have summer coming up again. So this one's about heat and humidity, because you know that's coming. Hard to tell if the world is sweating or crying, or both lately. The air's skin, as it lies down beside you, sticks to yours, as if it needs you just as much as you need it. And even when not raining, the sky seems to remember the falling of water and tears up hot for what it lost. Someone's grandfather stands under an eave smoking a cigarette, whose smoke is in miniature the sky of diluted milk. Below it, everything wet green or slick or mud or colorless. And suddenly, you remember nothing. Your mind has been washed away by accident. You don't remember growing up, or ever being in love, or ever going to school, or ever working a single day, or dying weekly at birth, though by some mistake your spirit was allowed to stay, to drift, to watch. Someone's showing you, day by day, look, we are made of almost nothing but water. That's everything.